The idea is you get out of North Bennett Street, you start your journey, you become a journeyman.
That's the idea.
Okay, let's stay high level. Okay, you're getting into too much detail.
Okay.
What changed? Why are you back?
He just kept begging me to come back, and like, dude, all right.
Welcome back to the Passion for Craft podcast. Today we're talking about deserted islands. I don't actually know what we're talking about. It was discussed while I was in
the idea
restaurant.
was that if you could have one architectural style on a desert island, what style would it be?
Does it have to match the island theme?
Or I think it was like
No.
multiple,
It was
like one tool, one book.
Yes, exactly. But before we do that, Richard was groaning about working through, knuckleheads, people that kind of come work for me. He's trying to find people. And so tell us some of the bad ones there.
Open
Well-
hiring call.
Well, there hasn't been, I haven't really got underway with it, but just the few that I've kind of looked into and talked to was like just, hey, I think you'd be a good, from what I'm seeing, it looks like you might be a good fit for us. Can I do a phone interview with you? Oh, I only do in-person interviews. It's like, oh, I didn't know you were the one.
Yeah.
I was the one that needed you.
Yeah, sorry,
You know?
hotshot.
I don't know. It's just kind of the same stuff. Same,
How many guys will you talk to find one good one?
probably 10. It's that bad.
What in the world?
And I'm probably just looking in the back alleys of the internet, but, I need to go to a better website.
What are you looking
I'm
for?
on Backpage.
Like,
No, I'm just kidding.
what-
That got
on
that got-
Craigslist.
Craigslist, yeah.
That's where you got
That's
hired.
where I found really good people on there, but you have to sift through.
is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I need to go through honestly Indeed or something more legit.
Do craftsmen put their stuff on Indeed?
Yeah, they do.
Do
I
they?
was looking the other night. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, okay. Desert Island
Desert Island.
Which one are we doing first?
architectural style.
No, the desert island.
If
I
you
know,
had-
I know,
if
but
your
what's-
house on a desert island, what style would it be? Only one style.
It has to be Mediterranean, right?
No, this is your
No.
island.
It's your island. You can do whatever you want.
Well, I'd timber frame a house first.
Where are you getting
You
the
love
timber?
timber framing.
There's no timber on
yeah,
the
there's no
island.
timber island, so you can't timber frame. Man,
That is the funniest thing. Did you really just say that you would timber frame a house?
I was kidding.
Okay.
But you are going to timber frame your shop.
I am going to timber frame a shop. I really want to do that.
That's a cool shop.
I'm actually really excited about the idea of doing it. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think
Well, it's annoying. That's what it is.
I know. And I think really what I've learned is I really just don't like disorganization. And when we were timber framing, it was very disorganized, and we didn't have a plan. We got told that back in the day, preservation carpenters didn't have plans that they worked by.
I was putting some dust off your thing.
So anyway, I asked first day, all right, what's our plan? Like, what are we working off of? They're like, well, we're going to figure it out. What?
I
Okay,
can tell
okay.
you don't like
Yeah,
that.
we're not going there.
That style.
So your style,
So organized. But I think Victorian. If it's my desert island, Victorian.
what Victorian style? It's too broad.
Italianate, right? Don't you?
I really like well-executed Italianate, but I actually don't know if I would pick Italianate as a style. I think I'd want something like later Victorian, kind of getting closer to Craftsman.
Queen Anne? Like the turrets?
I
and all
love
the-
Queen Anne. Yeah, I think Queen Anne. I think I'd do Queen Anne.
Why are
Well,
you
like,
laughing?
I'd do a Queen Anne, and I want a painted lady,
The Victorian is the
take
McMansion
your
of the
wife
late
with you.
1800s. It's what'd you say?
I said you could take your wife on the island.
He said, I said I wanted a painted lady. He said- Painted lady is a building that
No,
has
I know.
more than 5 colors.
Oh no, I didn't know that. I just saw them though the other week.
Yeah, it's a house that has more than 5 colors is technically what classifies as a painted lady.
What style would you do?
I would do Georgian, like a really nice. I like the thick moldings, nice plating, window up front, symmetry, nice landscape.
If it was just me, I'd do an arts and crafts style house. Really good one, but it's too dark for my wife, so it'd probably be like a Greek revival. One of those two.
Mm-hmm.
Why did no one else get made fun of? Why was mine the one that got made fun of and no one else's seemed to get bashed upon?
Victorian is, as I said, the McMansion of the 1890s. And
But
so-
Victorian had so many cool innovations, I think, that were really fun, that added, I think, to a lot
Name
of the
one.
character of the home. Well, they had a lot of things on their windows that were like just little knickknacks
Modillions.
and things that brought the house together. Like there's a Victorian window type where you can push the second sash all the way up through a hole
I've
that's
seen
left
that.
in the top that you can drop it down
we
in.
have some houses
do
like
s-
that.
I love that. I think that's a cool, innovation, like a technological innovation. I think the Victorian era, they were thinking a lot about how it was built and how it was put together, and they were thinking of like starting to innovate in that area. So I think that's why I really like those things, because there's little engineering, little thought things that they put in. I'm thinking of like these little hangers that they had, these little bars for double hung windows and other stuff.
No, I'm
like
with
that.
you on it. I know you always say it's the McMansion, but I feel like they just still crafted well and still
did.
like it was good.
They
It's
did.
high craft. It's not low craft like McMansion is.
A good good Victorian, well done is pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty impressive. Like I think the McFarland house that we
That's
visited
what I was thinking.
is just like, you think of the materials that they've got, the sandstone columns and the tile porches and
bricks.
the great windows, and
Yeah.
so there's it's nice.
Why would you do Georgian, Richard?
I just love the symmetry, like the big thick moldings. It's
Yeah.
so stately. Like if you pull up to an island on your boat and you see that, it's
What would
like,
it-
dang.
What would it be made out of?
Well, we're assuming that we have all the island's irrelevant.
No. I'm saying like, not
Like-
getting into the nitty gritty of the island.
Okay.
Getting
I'm like,
into-
there's no brick factory on the island. I know that.
I'm asking, would you do it out of brick? Would
Brick,
you do like
yeah.
clapboard sidings? Like, what would
Oh
you do?
yeah. Oh yeah. I kind of like, you showed us this one, or maybe it was something we pulled up on the screen one time, but it was like stone. That looked
Yeah.
really cool. But maybe just brick,
Like rusticated stone or like true
Yeah,
stone?
like
Yeah.
rusticated stone.
There's a house that
That's
we
cool.
went. Harriet's senior trip was to Jamaica, I think, or Bahamas or something, and we went and saw some Georgian. They were sugar factories. They were sugar plantations or cinnamon. I think it was Cinnamon Bay or something. And there was, in fact, that mirror that I had fossil carved, that Rococo mirror. It's in my office. It was because I was walking through that and took a picture of that thing, and he copied it. But they had made that out of lava, and then they had stuccoed it, and so it was
That's
like a
crazy.
solid masonry walls. All the trim was like tropical, was like mahogany and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
It was
cool.
pretty cool.
It was lava cast.
Well, it wasn't lava cast; it was lava stones that they were then mortared together.
Oh,
that were
got
then-
it.
And they did that a lot in Greece and stuff like
That's
that.
cool.
And why would you choose Greek revival?
I think it's very American. I think it's. I don't think I don't think they're done very well, and I think I could do a really good one.
We have a big temple front.
great front porch, big tall windows, a lot of light, heavy stone trim,
Mm-hmm.
stone like trim, big wide plank floors. Yeah, I think there's a bunch of cool things that would make that pretty special.
What's the next one? What else?
I think if I could, I would have a bunch of trapdoors and like hidden walls in my Victorian house. I'd have bookshelves that moved. I think I'd do that.
Pull the
That would be
light,
cool.
the
Yeah.
candelabra,
thing
and the whole thing
opens.
would open up.
Just a small passageway, 1 foot wide. You gotta.
It's kind of creepy.
I love it. I mean, I think it'd be so cool.
Now, if you could take one of your kids, which one would you take on the island?
You first.
Yeah, exactly.
So second,
What book?
straight into a desert island book,
Other than the Bible, I'm talking about like an
Yeah.
architectural book.
architectural book.
Timeless house in an instant age.
I
I don't know. I like the get your house right, but I'd be the only house out there, so I don't know. It's kind of
I know. What's the context? Are we building the house or what's
don't think you're taking an architectural book.
just any book?
Yeah.
Have some
just
fun
any
with it?
book.
Yeah. I don't,
Definitely the
'cause-
Bible then.
Yeah.
Like, no question about it.
All right, let's do categories then, because you can go a whole different bunch of routes with this one then. So like do fiction and nonfiction book, Bible not included, because I think that'd be all of our answers.
What
That's
book
going to be hard for you.
have to be a book you'd want to read a number of times.
Yeah, yeah.
How to get off a
Yeah.
desert island for dummies.
What? You asked the question. That actually is a really good
Well,
answer.
so I
don't
guess
know.
I mean I'd put a lot of. I guess the question at its core is not what book you want on a desert island. The question at its core is what's your favorite book, right? I mean that's what we're getting at here. But I think for me, I'd be like, I always say nonfiction book. Mere Christianity is my favorite nonfiction book. I've read it so many times. I really like it. But nonfiction, non-Christian book, I would say Come Back to Me.
If you give a mouse a cookie.
I mean, there's a lot of books like, yeah, that's nonfiction. Rendering in Pen and Ink, I think, is a really, helpful book where I'd want to like continue. Like, I do think Get Your House Right is a very helpful book that's nonfiction. I think it's a really good book. It's one of the best resources I've read. But I think in
Yes.
terms of like a fiction book, I think I'm Name
Oh,
of the
no.
Wind.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Name of the Wind or Assassin's Apprentice. I think those are the two that stick out
He's
in
reading
terms of
these
fiction.
fantasy books that are just long.
Well, you know me,
They're
I
good.
don't do like fiction. Remember about the movies? I don't watch stuff that
Yeah.
couldn't happen. So I don't know that I would
Chronicles of Narnia.
take any fiction book. Because as I'm reading it, I just am like, this didn't happen though. Like, I just can't do it. It's just, yeah. I don't know. Not much of a reader over here.
What's your nonfiction book?
You said no Bible. It's a good question.
Get Your House Right? I mean, historic millwork.
I'm just trying to think if I'm on this. Are we forgetting the island? Like, it's just favorite book? Because I'm gonna be
Is that
bored
not
out there.
that's like the heart of the question,
I'm gonna be
right?
bored out there.
I think you have to get a book that you can read over and over again. So I think it's like a poetry book, or it's the Iliad, or Homer's
Yeah.
Odyssey, or something that has depth that you can ponder. Ponder things over and over again. Otherwise, you're going to read it and you're going, I'm not going to read that again.
I did pick up this book at Monticello. It was the quotes of Thomas Jefferson. That's like, I pick it up all the time.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'd probably take that.
Yeah. I think you'd have to have a book that you reflect on.
I
So,
stand by my answer.
Which
It's,
is
it's a 1,000-page book. It's got tons of stuff in it.
I would.
It's Name of the Wind. It's the name of
I
it.
think the best idea was that drawing in pen and ink.
Yeah.
A book that you could practice. Practice
the
the skill and like learn to sketch better and do all that stuff. I think that's a good idea. What car would you drive?
On a desert island?
Yes,
A Jeep.
a Jeep.
Yeah.
because you're thinking of the terrain.
No, I'd like a Jeep wherever.
Oh, okay.
If I'm trying to get the best mileage, I'm still picking a Jeep.
Really?
I know it's got terrible gas. I just love the Jeeps. I think they're a great
I
car.
think I'm in one of those old Land Rovers, like from the 60s or 70s or something.
It's a cool one.
That just can go anywhere. Just is very non-electronic.
Yes.
Vehicle.
Non-electronic is a big feature. Electronic cars.
Bugatti, I
guess.
guess. Maybe. No, it's got to be something off-road.
It doesn't have to be.
I guess a G-Wagon.
You just
Just to flex
try
on the animals on the island.
Let them know. All right. Now you're deserted on a deserted island. All right. You have one tool that you have to then construct your shelter out of.
Cordless? Or-
Cordless. Corded. Sure. Corded's fine.
I think a circular saw I would go with.
I think you're doing a broad axe.
A corded?
No. Corded. You could cord it. It's not going to do much good.
Yeah. Where do you plug this in?
Well, I could cut down trees with a circular saw. Like,
See, I don't know if you could. I mean, you'd be limited to it like
have you seen my big circular saw?
the timber one.
The 16 and 5/16.
Well, that would help.
Another good one would be a bandsaw. Like a
maybe.
big bandsaw would be good.
That's actually not a bad idea. You do a lot with a bandsaw. I'd do an axe too. I
just think
I hate to be.
if you're building a structure,
I want to say chisel so bad, but I think I'd have to say axe.
yeah, like a big slick, like a big wide chisel.
I don't like timber framing.
But I would be already having like all my lumber milled when y'all are just over there like beating trees, right? I mean,
how?
because I have a giant circular saw.
Yeah, but how are you cutting that round thing with your circular saw?
I'm gonna nail something.
How are you gonna nail it?
Huh?
How do you nail it?
With a rock, with a stone.
So okay, let's say you got a rock and you nail. What are you doing? I'm
gonna nail up the straightest tree I can find and use that as a guide to rip my timber.
I know, but okay, so you ripped your timber. You're limited to a log that's probably 14 inches.
Okay.
Okay, so you rip it in half?
I don't know how I would saw it, but maybe just depending on what I need to make.
I don't think you can make a square log basically with the circular saw.
Yeah, I think you can.
It'd be
No,
hard
because if it's round, you're not able to get the blade into the.
But if I nail on a straight edge to it and just keep my fence up against it, I'm referencing the same point the whole time.
But what are you gonna have out there that's so straight?
I know, but you're not going to be able to
I'm
make
gonna
it.
borrow your axe and make something.
You're not going to be able to square that thing off. I think
I think
with the bandsaw you could.
Yeah, with the bandsaw for sure. I'm just thinking that's going to be hard for me to take the bandsaw and cut the trees down. So I need something I can hold.
I think you lay the bandsaw and you push the wood through it.
But how
You
do I
gotta
get the tree
rely.
down
You gotta rely on
originally?
a tree that falls. I think an axe is the answer. As much as I don't want to copy you, I think you got to do an axe. You got to have an axe.
Yeah, I don't know how you get a tree down.
You could
otherwise.
process so much.
And I think you can square the logs.
You also wouldn't even have to square a log.
But you're not going to
do a
get
log
you're not
cabin.
going to get planks.
You wouldn't need planks. You do a log cabin.
I
I could
understand.
get planks with my saw though.
Yeah, but how do you get the tree down?
If I have my big
Circular
saw,
saw?
I'll just cut it at the base.
Yeah,
The other thing you
My
could
mind,
do a
that's
timber
harder.
frame and then fill in the
the voids.
with stone or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you just don't have shelter for a lot longer.
What about your one food that you would take? One meal every day.
Steak and potatoes. I've been a steak and potatoes guy for many moons. I don't think I could. I would be
you know what a
so
friend of mine does?
satisfied.
He buys a
Cow?
strip sirloin thing that's like $150, and then he cuts it into this thing
Yeah.
into 13 steaks.
Yeah.
And it was basically this incredible strip, and it was like $10.
Yeah.
He's got all his lunches.
He's
You
got
can do
it-
it from Costco. You can
Yeah,
buy that
that's what he-
130
that's-
bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yep.
And I was like, that's actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
As opposed to buying 4 steaks or whatever. He eats steak all the time.
I love steak.
Like with every meal, he'd eat steak. I thought that was bad for you. That
it's
you weren't supposed to-
supposedly.
weren't supposed to eat red
Yeah,
meat
some
like
people
that.
say that you're not supposed to.
This is my conspiracy theory side coming out right here.
Let's
Ready?
hear it.
I don't understand how, like, people in Ireland had like a potato for lunch, and like whatever, and they lived, and then here we are today, and we're like, well, you can't have just steak. It's like if people had just steak, they would have been really freaking excited about that, and they probably would have lived just as long, just around the same time. Like our processed foods was killing us,
Yeah, I agree. With that.
So I'm like, I don't know what.
I think you'd be fine with just
I think you'd be
steak.
okay. I think if you just ate steak, you'd be okay.
I think as much as I would hate to, I'll probably regret it. I think I would do like chicken and rice because I could season it. Well, I don't have seasonings, but I don't know. I feel like you can do so much with
You
chicken.
can get cinnamon, you get sugar if you're
Yeah.
on a desert island.
And I love steak,
You
but
get
I have like a
clove.
really weak stomach, and I just do really good with chicken and rice stuff.
Yeah.
Like I could eat that every day.
I actually think there's something to your conspiracy theory because what happens is it's like that Whole 30. We were doing that for a while. It was like well, you can eat eggs, but they have to be
Unprocessed.
grain fed, or
Yeah.
they got to be whatever the thing was. And then it was like, well, you can have meat, but it's got to be the right meat. And then you got to have, and so you're chasing after this perfection that I don't think is necessary. Is that, well, it's not good beef. And, well, there's nitrates in it. And like there's some thing like you're saying, like you're going to live pretty good.
At the end of the day, if we're eating,
you're not living 150 years,
Right.
anybody, right?
Right.
So
you're going to get to 70. on
okay,
that,
so my
you know?
dad died 92. How old do you want to be when you die?
Like 60, I guess. I really don't want to.
So I'd be dead right now.
Yeah, I know it's pretty depressing, but
My wife doesn't want to live very long. It's hard
Yeah.
seeing your parents get old.
I think as I approach 55, I'll probably be like 70, and then 80.
I'm thinking I might live to 100.
That would be awesome.
I think if I hit a clean 100,
Dude,
I'm happy.
you have to live to 100. 100-year window, 100-year Brent. You can warranty that first window. Well, you would have been like an infant at the time, but yeah, I guess not.
Yeah. I'd like a cool 100. I'm happy if
If
I get 70.
if it's a
cool
healthy
100.
if it's a healthy 100,
See,
I'll be okay with that.
See, I'm 60, right? And so I thought when I was your age, I thought 60 was just like ancient. And then you turn 60 and you're going to go, what in the world?
Yeah.
I guess it's not that bad. And then you look
That
at
is
then you look at
crazy.
70 and you go, well, maybe that's when you start getting old, right? And so then seeing people that are 85 still playing golf, and you're just like,
you said 92 he passed away, and you're 60, 32 years. That's
So-
like someone's whole life.
I know that's the other
That's
thing I said. The other
crazy.
thing, like even if like that I had to change careers or do anything else, I still got a long way to go. Still got a
It
lot of
is
runway,
crazy.
and that's why when you look at like how much is it going to take to retire or whatever else, for 30 more years, that's a long time.
It's a long time.
With a mortgage and with
Yeah.
going out to eat, and if you're not making any money, you know how much money you have to have in a bank account to be throwing off the interest for you to live.
Yeah, you can't do a bank. You got to do
Right, I think
you got to do a
$10
fund.
million is $80,000 a year at 8% interest.
And
Is that
you're
right?
not getting 8%.
I don't know.
You're not going to get 8%
Just did a
off
lot
of
of
a
math
bank
really
account.
quick.
You're going to get like 0.1, right, from a bank account from
Yeah,
like,
a CD these days are 2%, or you're not even beating inflation. So
That's crazy.
So
That's
what
crazy.
would you bring as your meal?
I like both of those answers. I think that I think unless you could season it, I'd get sick of both of them. But aren't peppers a desert island thing? Like
Are you talking
isn't
about a
that
desert island or a deserted island? Because
Deserted
a desert island, probably nothing. There's probably none of
deserted
that.
island? Like if we're thinking something tropical, are we in
Yeah.
Fiji or are we in like the Caribbean?
Fiji. Let's go Fiji.
Okay,
Aren't there peppers out there? Like,
right.
You're
That-
getting
that's
into
like
it.
they figured out coffee.
You're gonna
right?
have
They-
coconuts.
that's where they got
You're gonna
coffee.
have bananas.
Peppers. I think like
cocoa
maybe-
shrimp,
like
because you
black
can throw
pepper.
a net for your shrimp.
It's true.
You know,
Cast a wide net.
Maybe you do fish.
I would get sick
Well,
of fish.
no, you wouldn't bring fish as your desert island thing. You would fish for fish. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you'd have that extra
Yeah.
one.
You'd have an extra
Show
thing.
up
Okay.
as that. As
Now
your
I brought
meal.
my steak. Now I'm gonna work for the other half.
Today I want to have
Yeah.
fish.
You accidentally bring fish.
Oh, I wasn't thinking. Can I change my answer? Actually,
What
Hold
was I
on.
thinking? They're all around me.
hold on. Island. I wasn't thinking.
Wait, you could grow rice, so you
Can't
wouldn't
grow
have to
rice.
bring rice.
Can't grow rice.
Why?
You
grow
need
corn.
you need a really rich soil for rice.
Really?
Yeah, it's like swamplands essentially for rice.
You should show up with your fish. Oh, dang it!
Oh my
I
gosh.
saw a bunch of these guys on the way in. Is there any way I could I could swap this around?
Can I change my answer? Oh my gosh. I know you just brought all that steak in, but
What would your hobby be? What would you do on the island?
well, I would
I guess
golf.
you'd have to build.
You figure out a way to golf.
I'd figure out a way to golf.
I'd just
tropical-
keep building stuff. I would want to keep building cooler things.
I think
I'd probably
sketching
end
would
with a
be
boat.
good. Yeah, I think you'd try to build a boat.
Yeah.
And again, if you had a boat, you could do that with a hatchet. Not a circular saw.
But a hatchet or a broadaxe? You said broadaxe originally.
Well, what's the difference?
Broadaxe, the head is longer, and you got a longer handle, and then the hatchet just smaller, short handle.
I
Short
would
head.
be somewhere in between.
So like a felling axe.
Okay, stop throwing your North Bennett Street stuff around on me. Okay. Oh, you mean a woodsman's?
This is weapon
No.
stuff. Okay, so don't come at me with the
Oh,
North Bennett
you
stuff.
mean
This is a weapon thing.
You mean a molly hatchet? No, yeah, that's a third size smaller than a hatchet.
No. So this is because I've got a love for weapons, not because I've got a love for woodworking. Okay.
So yes, somewhere in
Felling
between.
axe, yeah. It's not a splitting axe. It's shorter angle, less steep angle.
Yeah. See what I have to put up with?
Double-sided axe. One building to put in your town square.
Like a fountain or something?
The Longfellow House.
A Longfellow. I don't even know what that is.
It's where George Washington set up command in Boston on Brattle Street.
I'd probably do a Whole Foods or something. Just cut all that food stuff out. And
That's
just,
smart. I was
That'd
thinking
be
of
a
like
shopping mall. Super Target.
I would bring Mall of America. That would be my building. Mall of America. SpongeBob SquarePants the ride. The Rugrats. Yeah.
I'm set if I have that.
that's my town center, Whole Foods.
I might do Monticello, or I might do something like that.
That place was cool.
Maybe the White House
That was my answer.
The White House?
without the ballroom. Not to get political, but
Why would you do the White House out of curiosity? Because it's like a
it's iconic.
copy of a
It's
copy.
iconic, and it's a
Iconic.
freaking mansion.
It's a big
Yeah.
house.
What
It's
style
iconic.
is it?
Use
You
the
remember?
bowling alley. Yeah, there's no style.
No, there is.
Well, it's been changed so many times. I thought there wasn't a style.
It's
I thought,
neoclassical.
oh, it's neoclassical.
Neoclassical.
I did not remember that.
Yeah, so
To be fair, that was 4 years ago.
I might put like an English building, like an English country house or something,
Oh,
because that's what Monticello is copying anyway. Is just
like a Palladian thing.
yeah, something
changed my answer.
like the Villa Rotunda, right? Put that in your
And then
freaking.
you have a
city.
working farm.
Oh my gosh!
I'd do a chateau.
That'd be your house, though, right? This is your town square.
No, that'd be my town square.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
The beautiful gardenscapes and all the other stuff and the lands. To me, those buildings are beautiful, but the lands often that those buildings are on are works of art as well. So it's like
The gardens and the entrances and
so
all that
cool.
stuff.
If
Yeah.
you had to bring you get your phone, but you have to have one app on the island. What app is it?
Twitter.
No, really?
I want to be live tweeting. Just got to the island. Brought fish. Big mistake.
Candy Crush.
Yeah. No, YouTube's a good answer, actually. Candy Crush.
You're like, I'm kind of bored of this.
So sick of this, but maybe I'll get the next level.
Yeah.
Or would you bring Claude?
That's a really good answer. That's what I'd bring. I'd bring Claude.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my
what
gosh.
benefit?
What's your expectation? Why bring
Yeah,
Claude?
you're just talking to it, right? It's like
what,
the
like
Castaway.
how would I've got a bunch of vines nearby. How can I give me a rope pattern that I can combine them into to make a sturdy rope, or just little ancillary information like that, to where I could probably figure out some
That
of that
is
stuff on
true.
the own. But
Because I
then-
don't even know how to start a fire, to be honest.
right.
Like, what do I do?
Well,
Yeah.
you could look at YouTube with that too.
Oh,
You
yeah,
could YouTube
true.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, both of those answers. I'd go with one of those two.
Maybe an AI, so you have a friend like Claude.
You actually could. Yeah, I know. As
Have a
sad as that
companion.
is,
Yeah.
you actually
I'm
could.
lonely. Tell me a story.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, that could be a movie. You know what I mean?
that's the new Castaway.
People would hate it though, because it would feel like an ad for AI.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But it actually could be a
Wasn't
cool,
she
interesting
that
movie.
movie? She wasn't that
Isn't that
an
a weird
AI?
movie? I didn't watch it. It was Joe Queen Phoenix, right?
Yeah, he fell in love with his phone. I
yeah,
think.
I know. That's why I was like, that was a weird movie.
No, but I think that was AI.
Mm.
I think he fell in love with his AI companion.
Yeah.
There's a
In
family
like
guy.
2015.
Yeah, it was a long
Really
time
old.
ago.
There's a Family Guy where it cuts to a scene of Tom Hanks on the
Yeah.
the cartoon
Yeah,
Family
yeah.
Guy, and he's like Wilson, Wilson, and then the ball finally talks back, and he's like, "My name's Voight, you idiot." Always remember that.
That's good.
Family Guy is so good. Which TV show would you take?
Community. Stand by it.
Family Guy's good.
Or Psych.
Simpsons was funny.
And there's
Simpsons.
a lot of Simpsons.
Tons of
so you would be,
Simpsons.
yeah, that'd be a hard one to. You'd have to have something that was like multiple seasons.
Right. How many seasons of Family Guy are there?
15, 16.
Yeah, there are a lot
And
of
Simpsons
that too.
has like 30.
Yeah, Simpsons is going to be...
Would you take Survivor?
No.
Oh,
I like Survivor. I love watching it. I think
He's
it's a
watched like
fascinating
30
show.
seasons of Survivor.
really?
More than
There's
that.
50 seasons.
More than that. I've seen more than that now.
I haven't seen one episode of it.
I watched the first Survivor I'd ever watched because they told us to watch it. And it's pretty good.
You liked it,
It's
right?
pretty good.
Yeah. You didn't like who won. I feel like
didn't
that's
like
a
who
common
won, and
flaw in Survivor.
I didn't like, there was some things you're just like, what? Okay, no, I can't watch this anymore.
Survivor is one of those shows where it's like, it's got such a big fan base because it's been running for so long and it's got so many like iterations of it. And you really appreciate the whole show as a whole whenever you know a lot of that backstory and history. And so the season we showed you guys is one of the most jarring seasons ever because it's like very, like, it was 2002 whenever that season came out, and the show starts out and goes, we've divided tribes into 4 different races, and it starts off like that. And
You had
that's
a
like
black group, an Asian group,
Oh,
a
nice.
white
Hispanic
group,
group.
and
Yeah, it was like, and so you watch it today and you're like, you cannot put this on television. I cannot believe they did this. I can't believe they even
Wait, that was in what year?
2002. It was like really
I'm
early
almost
on.
shocked they did it then.
I know.
so
It was anyway. So I showed it to them because it was kind of like I can't believe they did this. Look
Yeah.
at this. But at the same time, when you look at some of the most popular Survivor
That's
contestants,
funny.
it's from that season.
Really?
Because it had some of the most compelling stories.
So,
Anyway.
You should do like the Jews and
what was the-
Muslims.
what
was
We're
the
gonna
very-
figure out?
Yeah.
what is the
Pull it back.
what was the first year of Survivor? Do you remember? Because
I
I
don't know.
remember
Well, it's been-
Richard
it's
Hatch won.
25 years, so 2001 probably.
So Richard Hatch won,
Yeah.
and it was such a cultural phenomenon. No one liked him,
Mhm.
and everybody, but he was just kind of this conniving.
He played everyone else in that game. You watch Survivor season 1, everyone else is like, no, I'm not going to vote so-and-so off. I feel bad. And Richard Hatch is like, I don't want them around anymore. So I'm going to talk to so-and-so, and I'm going to talk to so-and-so, and we're going to get them off.
Oh, he
And
manipulated everyone.
he played the game, right?
and he won,
and
and,
he won.
everybody hated him.
Yes. But he won pretty convincingly. Like, it was like he got all the votes, I think. There was like one person who voted for the other girl. So
So he was like he schmoozed everyone.
he just played the game
And-
really
and
well. But he was a very unlikable
It was one
character.
of those cultural moments where we kind of look around at each other and go, "Did we like this?
Yeah.
We just voted this guy
Yeah.
the winner, and we don't like him."
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
So
It's a weird show.
I don't know what TV show I would. I don't watch a lot of TV either, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, I stand by Psych or Community. What would you do?
I think Family Guy or something.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Or-
think you
or
get tired of it
Simpsons.
really quick.
I don't know. He always makes me laugh,
Yeah.
and the things that they do on that
They're
freaking
so
show.
funny.
Got a little bit of a pivot. What job would you have?
If we weren't a craftsman?
Correct. No, you could be a craftsman still.
Probably be the chair of the Federal Reserve, so I can just print money. But what am I going to do with it?
For the reason what was yours?
I don't know. I feel like I want to do something with my hands. So I don't know. I really liked engineering. I really liked coding, but I think I got kind of caught up in the weeds of. I just remember doing math, and it was like 10 decimal places of significant digits that were required for every answer, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. But I really liked, like, we built a bunch of robots, and I liked doing that. I liked that part of everything. So I really liked that.
I talked to a contractor the other day, and he said, "You should not be a contractor because you will." He goes, "You can't make money." His thing was be a subcontractor because that's where all the money's made.
What do you think about that?
Why is he saying that? Because you're doing a cost, or I don't know what he's doing, but it's he's doing a cost
I think
plus.
because the contractor carries the risk, and the subcontractor can just show up, do his job, get paid, and doesn't carry any risk. So if it's done wrong, the contractor ends up paying. If it's, if it doesn't hold up, the contractor's responsible. Usually the subcontractor's liked more than the contractor because they can come in, do their pretty little thing, be a hero, and then walk away and not have to deal with why the plumbing leaked and why, something else went wrong. And, he's doing this job, and, the homeowner, basically got him to, because they started negotiating, started doing things, he got him to 13%. And his normal fee is 18. And so he was doing parts of it at a discount because of something else that was going to happen. And then that didn't really turn out. And he's like, at the end of the day, I'm going to do a, $10 million job and not really get much money. And so, and everybody could go, well, 13% of 10 million, 1.3 million, that sounds pretty good. Yeah. But you're paying for your, people don't realize that every month that goes by on these jobs, you are, if you don't finish that job up in that allotted amount of time, and this job, the guy keeps making changes and changes and changes. And so he's going to keep paying his project manager to be out there, and he has the overhead covering it. Anyway, it was just kind of one of those interesting things that it was just like, I think I think the aspiration of a lot of guys is I want to, do the work, and then ultimately I want to be the builder. And I think this guy's saying, no, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And which was an interesting comment.
Do you feel that way as an often sub? You want to be the builder?
No, but I think a lot of people do. I do feel like that. Like a lot of guys want to be the builder one day.
Be the top guy.
Yeah.
And
but I don't know, like, why is that so risky if everything's like documented? Like you're saying this guy is like, oh, change this out now. Like, okay, we can change it, but sign this thing that it's going to cost more. It's going to take longer.
It's a cost plus job, so he's not opposed to that. But if you think his overheads, let's just say it's $100,000 a year, and he's a $1 million business, and he's got 5 jobs a year, so $20,000 is allotted to every project. If one job keeps going and going and going and going, he's got whatever that is, $5,000 a month or $8,000 a month that is going to this project that's sucking away his profit because his overhead just kind of eats him up over time.
But why wouldn't the guy bill for that time? Like say, hey, we're still on your job, and if we're here, we're billable hours.
Well, it's not that he's not billing, but if you do a job, let's say you're going to make $1 million on a job, and it takes a year to do it. You've made $1 million that year, okay? If it takes 2 years, you've only made $500,000. And if it takes 3 years, you're only made $333,000. And so all of a sudden, this diminishing pot as that job extends out, if he's making 13% over a year, that's great. But if it takes 5 years to build this thing, he's not, the percentage of profit is spread out over such a long period of time. It doesn't pay.
Because it's a percentage-based job.
That would be
a
like
cost plus job.
But that's the part I guess I'm missing. Like I understand if I tell you like, hey, it's going to take me, I'm going to wash your car and I'll do it for $100. It's only going to take me an hour. Like if it takes me 5 hours, I'm not going to come to you and say, oh, it took 5 hours. I need $500 because I gave you like a quote. But what if I came to you and said, I don't know. I mean, this thing's dirty. I don't know how long it's going to take. I just charge $100 an hour. You're safe, right? Because that's the way I run my thing. I really don't even like giving like solid bids anymore because I don't know what we're going to dig into. I don't know if something's going to come up. If we're just charging for the time and we're honest about it, I think people like that.
So it's cost plus, okay?
What does that mean for all of those people who run lemonade stands?
So whatever the cost, okay, is for the job. So whatever he charges me, I get a plus that I get to tack on to that, to any number that billed through the materials, labor, anything. I mark it up a plus. Mm-hmm. So in this case, it's 13%. That your example is fine, but we can't charge our client hourly. Okay. We can't say, well, cost plus is kind of hourly, kind of, because we can't say if it takes 5 years, look, I get $1 million a year. And if it takes 5 years, I get $5 million.
You can't say that?
We can't say that.
Because they won't go for it?
Because too many other people say, I'll do it for 12%. I'll do it for 13%. One of his comments is that the competition is so fierce in our deal that it's hard to be competitive. People end up not hiring a lot of times on talent. They hire on cost. And so, because there's a lot of builders out there, a lot of people putting their sign out there. And so they're all saying, I'll do it for 13, I'll do it for 12, I'll do it for 10, especially up in South Lake where he's working. So to try to get up to 20 or some other number is hard. So there's a challenge for competition. And like for you, because of your skill set, because of the level of trim that you're doing, the type of guys you're hiring, the things that you know about trim, there's not many other people that can do that, right? So there are, but they're not
not as much as builders.
Not as much as builders
who are just saying, I can do this.
And so there's a builder that me and this other contractor were talking about and saying he's kind of a crook, and he kind of just runs, he just blows through things, and he doesn't think about how he's going to build. He doesn't think about quality, and they're going to have problems with that house in 3 to 5 years because the crap he put in there is going to start falling apart. Whereas my friend and I both are saying, no, we want to build for 100 years, 200 years. We want it to last a very long time. This guy's slapping Hardy up when I would never put Hardy on a house. And so it's the competition to be a builder is so much higher, okay, that we can't do what you say, that I've got to make $1 million a year. Sorry if it takes 5 years, right? We can't do that.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
The reason why, his comment was like, he was at a particular point with things that were going on. He's just like, what am I even doing this thing? It's just crazy. I can't make money as a contractor, whereas the subs that we're paying, they're the ones making money.
So if you have a job how do you even gauge it then? You just tell them, it's going to be 2 years. Like that Azel job that y'all started out there or whatever.
We think it's going to be a little over 2 years.
And then I'm not going to ask you numbers, but you just build a price off that, 2 years?
We're cost plus, and so we're looking at that. But if that job, and to his point on that big job out there, that could go, he's in year 3 right now. He said it could go 2 more years. It's just like, I'm getting
the South Lake one?
No, the South Lake builder, he's building out at Possum Kingdom.
Oh,
he's getting screwed on
so
that thing.
That gets you at 5 or at 20% of what you originally build at if they were expecting a 1 year build.
Right. It now gets cut in half, and then another third, and then
so he's at
quarter.
20% if it's 5 years.
Well, he's at 13% on that job. And
I know. I guess I'm saying like he's at 13% of the whole cost, but that 13% is really only 20% of 13%.
Yeah, per year.
Because every year it goes down.
I feel like can you write like a clause in there? Like, because a lot of that stuff where it takes longer isn't even your fault. People come in and change things, and then you're missing like 3 weeks, and then in 2 weeks, now you're months.
Yeah, it'd be smart to do that. Remember though that trying to put clauses into those contracts, when we were doing that Italian revival job, the homeowner came to us and said, I've got another guy who's going to charge 17.5. What am I going to say? I can't say, well, I'm going to write a clause into here that if it takes much. No, it came down to, this is the price, and this is the fee that he was basically negotiating with me. And he basically said, dude, you do it for this, or I'm going to give it to this guy. What are you going to say? Well, I'm going to need to write a clause in there that if this takes too long, he's going to be he's like, no, that's not the deal. Why? Well, because in his mind, there's 5 contractors that could do the house. He wanted us to do it because we'd be the best for it, but he also was like, it's not that important to me, right? It's important, but it's not that important.
Also,
it's not important enough to have that clause.
I mean, another thing too is like, if you have that clause, it almost incentivizes you to move slower.
If you're dishonest, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
is how he would look at it.
Yeah.
Which a lot of
Yeah, you're
people
not
expect contractors to be dishonest,
wrong.
right?
That's like what they're known for.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So kind of hard to be like, no, but I'm a good one, and I have this clause in mind.
And I think this guy looks at himself and he says, "I'm a builder, not a businessman." Whereas the guy who's building it for cheap, he's a businessman, not a builder.
Yes, and he's
And
doing
so-
much better.
yeah,
because
and
he's
he's-
like, just
But-
get something.
But I would challenge anybody who's building high end residential. Show me a high end residential guy who's gotten rich and retired. They don't exist, I don't think. It's just too hard to make money in this business. Now, the guys who do retire and make money, the production guys, right? Because it's a business.
Is that why earlier when you said you have 30 more years, you're looking for a new career? When you said that, I could start a new career.
I just don't. We're just no. It's just we're moving in so many directions. I don't know what we're going to do, and I don't know where we're going to be in 5 years. That design side might grow bigger than the building side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like might be doing a lot more sketching and consulting at that point. So anyway, it's we might do more development, right? And so it's just I'm in a fun position because had the opportunity to go in and do a lot of different things, which benefits my ADD.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, I'm not trying to be the builder then. I'll
well,
just
I mean,
stay where I
it's
am.
just we were talking about kind of what job do you do, and I thought of my buddy and just was like, I'm not sure. Obviously you couldn't be a contractor on a deserted island.
Either one.
I would
because-
do like crypto or something.
There you go, be
I
a day
just-
trader.
Yeah. Just give me like an account. And
Yeah, get me in 2010.
Are you in crypto?
Yes, I am.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
Did you buy Bitcoin?
Yes, I have Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin ETFs, and then I have MSTR, which is Michael Saylor's company.
Are you diamond hands?
I want to say yeah, but I'm not 100% sure.
Paper hands?
Yeah, pretty. I think I would. I'm not.
I don't know
This
the
could be a
difference.
whole nother thing.
Yeah, I don't know the difference.
You don't know the difference? Diamond hands is like you won't sell
Okay.
for nothing.
I watched the Roaring Kitty movie.
I saw this meme. It was like because Bitcoin fell off a cliff,
Yeah.
and it's this guy's standing at he's the McDonald's manager, and he's
Yeah.
standing in front of the counter, and it says "Welcome back, Diamond Hands," because it fell off. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
But I have one Ethereum coin, but I don't mess with any of the other altcoins.
I don't even know. It doesn't make sense to me because it's not real, and so it's just
true. Yeah, it's
just
not real.
So I just don't understand.
It's
I don't get
it. People say it was like you had the Industrial Revolution, the information age. Now you have the intelligence age, and the basically like the platform for all transactions moving forward will be a digital currency. Like a lot of people have gold, but to move gold, like say you have $5 billion of gold, you want to move from like, I don't know, to the bank to another country. They have to like load it up and everything. But if it's the cryptocurrency, you just click move, and it goes from your wallet to their wallet. So that's kind of the thing. I really wish I would have gotten earlier like everyone else, but yeah.
I had the chance to buy one Bitcoin with my friend in like 2008 for $100. So we each paid $50. I didn't do it because I thought $50 was too much. Me and Gaddis house. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it
We could
in like
buy Russian tanks. Like, all right.
I remember seeing it low too but then everyone in school was like, "Oh, it's drug dealer money. The government's going to cancel that. They're not going to let that compete with the US dollar." Well, they've embraced it over like the last 3 years.
Huh.
Like big time. And
So funny.
yeah, it's been institutionalized. It's not going anywhere, but
That was a wild meandering show.
This was a crazy show.
We said we've done a serious one. We've done an aspirational one. Now let's do a fun one. And that's where that went. So let us know if you enjoyed that or if you never want to see one like that again in the comments. But thank you guys for watching this episode, and we'll see you in the next one.